I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Okay, guys, it begins. This is it. This is a big deal. Superman is my favorite hero of all time. He represents what it means to. He's essentially like a god with a human complex, and that's what makes Lex, his antagonist Lex, such an interesting parallel, because he's a
human with a god
human
complex.
with a god complex. So it's like, you know what I mean. So I'll still my mouth, but I'll let you have it. Yeah. So like, you know what I mean. So it creates the perfect dichotomy between the two. You know what I'm saying? And that always been a good. And Smallville really highlights that relationship and nurtures that and really develops that, and that's why, you know what I mean, it's one of the best interpretations. But that's what makes Superman, you know, so interesting in his world. And not even that, like you have the Christopher Reeve movies, which are very special to me. Like Superman was like the first real superhero movie, like high budget, real. You know, really pressed out there. You know what I'm saying? And it did, and it shaped a lot of what superhero cinema is today.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, and a part like.
And then Superman's one of the earliest superheroes. Came out in the 30s. You know what I'm saying?
39.
39.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Action comics #1. Literally, if you get a mint condition version, it's worth like $3 million. You know what I'm saying? No other comics have that kind of worth to it. You know what I mean? Like he's so important to the culture. He's so important to American culture. He is America, red and blue. You know, he is, because essentially tied to a whole point why he's so important. He's my favorite hero. Is that with all his powers, we see what his power can do in wrong hands. We see it if you ever watch Invincible, Omni-Man. If you see The Boys, Homelander. You know what I'm saying? The corruption and the destruction it can really do. Yeah. To the world. Zod, you can look at, you know what I mean? So he has these powers to do whatever he wants, but then he chooses to just live a normal life and want to be normal and choose to help people out of the goodness of his heart. It's like what he represents Superman represents the best in all of us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He represents hope for better tomorrow and hope for our souls. You know what I mean? And just he pushes us to be good people and better people and use our power for good instead of your own selfish gain. You know, that's why I always resonate with him, because that's what the true meaning of what being a superhero is. People mock his Boy Scout attitude, but we need more people like him, not less. You know, I get the darker heroes like Batman, all that's cool, but Superman is honest, kind, and that's what makes him special. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it doesn't make him corny. You know what I mean? So people don't resonate with him like that because of that nice boy shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I guess having more evil villains is more fun, but you know what I mean? Like, that's what makes him special. He's honest and he's true. You know what I mean? And he's responsible. You know what I'm saying? And he's raised by good parents in a loving, humble home. You know what I mean? On a farm in Kansas. Yep. It's crazy because he should have an accent, but whatever. Well, he speaks like a regular Atlantic.
That's a good point. He really should have just like a bit of Midwest accent.
Yeah, it's a little something. You know? This movie potentially is going to jumpstart the next MCU. A multi-billion-dollar franchise, and DC Comics is such an illustrious, such a long history of characters, much different worlds to explore, from the multiverse, the magic world of magic and demons. You know what I'm saying? To other aliens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To the young people. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to explore. So if this could be good, you could start a whole franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Could. There'd be no end to it.
There'd be no end to it. Unlike Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know. So that's why. So this movie sucks. The foundation's gonna crumble before it even begins. So I'll say at least be good, at least be decent, at least be all right. For the very worst, all right, but for it to really work, it has to be good. It has to be, because for MCU, Iron Man was really good. It had high reviews. Why you think MCU had a chance? You know what I'm saying? If Iron Man sucked, it probably never got its legs. So this is essentially the Iron Man of the DCU. This has to work. And it's even bigger here with a lot going on to it. We need the perfect Superman movie. And I think hopefully with James Gunn at the helm and Peter Safran, maybe we can finally get it.
Maybe. As I said before, we are a teensy bit skeptical because this is a different tone for a different character, which James Gunn is good. But he's typically very samey. Like whether you're watching Suicide Squad or Creature Commandos or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Even though it had all good stuff in it, he has a similar, you know what I mean?
He has a style.
And some of what I heard with the pre-screenings, that's like kind of what the case is. It has a little bit of a James Gunnerisms in it. That's why I was very skeptical of him directing this movie and writing it, because I'm like, is he going to do him? But he's also good at characters, and he knows the character Superman. He knows what he's about. So that's where my faith is being put in that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping he could deliver probably his most different movie and his best movie.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Okay. So he already knows. I mean, she already knows.
Yeah, not
Okay.
surprised because James Gunn already said he wanted a Superman that's already established for a bit.
But even established Superman alone don't know shit. You know what I mean? In many iterations, she don't know shit for a while.
Yeah, but in other iterations, he learned. It's not that long.
I would rather her learn it in the movie than like before the movie, but that's fine. You know, because we've seen iterations where that was the case. We saw it in
Like-
Smallville. We saw it in the original Superman shows.
The thing is,
like-
I only want to see it on screen if the movie is actually about the relationship. If the relationship is actually a small part of the movie, I really don't care if she knows already.
Then that's what probably alluding to is probably just one aspect.
I'm
of it,
guessing.
you know? But fuck, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some
it's a
might.
lot of
it's
fire,
it's a
but-
lot.
God damn it. Wait, what? Guess I'll just lower the volume a bit. I hate when that happens.
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions.
Hey, they bring it flag. Okay, live action.
Yeah, we knew
Shit,
that.
I mean, he doesn't really look like him too much because he wants to have the grays because he wants to look older than he really is because he wants to be the son of someone who's already like 40. Like, you know, and Frank Grillo's old but not that old. So they should have probably aged him up a little bit.
They should have at least dyed his hair.
But hey, they brought him in. Cool. I wonder if Waller's going to be in
My
this too.
actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
Oh.
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
Interesting question here.
Did you consult with the president?
Does Superman have the authority to go to other countries and
No.
stop
You're
shit?
seemingly acting as
Interesting
a representative
I
of the
wasn't
United States
representing
will cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around
Okay.
the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
The engineer, Crypto.
Your choices. Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
This is terrific.
Man. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation.
Was that Mattel in the cell with them? Or am I getting the
But
names
will
mixed up?
not.
The guy who was like half gold, half purple.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them.
Sometimes I do get names mixed up, so maybe I'm doing that. But it's definitely character I recognize.
Metamorpho.
Yeah, oh, that's probably what I was thinking of. Okay.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
This is good. You know what I really love the most?
You have a dog?
Aw. You know what I really like about it?
Yeah, what?
I like the conversation between Lois and him.
I think that's what makes
Honestly,
it work.
the whole fucking show could just been that.
It could have been.
It could have been great with a couple maybe shots spliced in. That'd have been dope.
Yeah.
Good thing about I'm at the age where this is what matters, but that's a representation of like our like, you know what I mean, our maturity, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
we're
obviously
not-
we
we're
need
not
some
so-
more action shots in the trailer to get more butts in the seats,
Yeah,
especially
but
for
like,
younger
for
people.
someone like me, you know what I mean, who's getting older and also really studies film.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting because it's about the philosophies and okay, the trial of Superman. That's interesting. You know what I mean? You have to look at which comic books James Gunn has pulled from for inspiration. I guess I'm gonna get that once the movie comes out.
I'm assuming he's taking from a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might. It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally.
I like David Corenswet. I like him a lot, man. Yeah, you could tell he really cares about this.
Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly.
Wait, is this going to be? Oh, is this one of those timelines where Lex becomes president?
Yeah, because it's weird because he said president and then you showed Lex.
Yeah. Lex has been president in the comics before.
And
Are they going that way?
If that's because I wish they developed get into that instead of just starting off like that. Because then a lot of shit he's doing in this actually kind of rings kind of like he can't operate the way he operates if he's the president. At least not that much. You know what I mean? At least I'd rather have something that he gets during the movie or during the franchise instead of just starting off because he earns that.
Yeah.
And also, cause that's how Snowman is. Snowman with him becoming president.
Yeah, I know.
And like also, they also make him the youngest president in history.
Yeah, it would.
This is obviously a 30-year-old version of Lex, not the 40s and 50s.
Yeah,
so.
Which I think you're supposed to be like 30. I want to say 33 or 35 is the youngest age you can be elected president.
Yeah, so that's. But I get he has power and influence. Who knows?
Yeah, he's got money. He can make anything happen.
Except for me and doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
He like uses these very wide lenses for these close-up shots. Creates that like anamorphic kind of like weird.
Yeah, it's a very late '90s, early 2000s kind of thing. That was very popular at that time.
I love the theme. It's even better in the other trailer. She looks pretty dope. I can't lie. She's kind of kicking ass.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of adding crypto because it makes it kind of homely, like kind of like has like a sweet relationship. You know what I mean?
And none of the other live action ones have a crypto.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what
That looks
makes
disgusting.
you
It looks way too animated. I don't like cinematography and the color. Mainly the coloring in this is too oversaturated. I'm not.
Yeah.
I like the very blueness of the sky's too blue. It's way too oversaturated. It looks too colored in, and in the skin tones and orangey on his face. It just I like that separate. I like the color. I like that color palette, orangey bluey, but it's a little too much. It's a little too deep. You know, you got to desaturate that a little bit. That's just my personal taste. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty.
Yeah.
He looks pretty. Actually, funny thing, that character who plays Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
He looks great, by the way. He also was in X-Men First Class alongside
Hoult. Yeah.
Hoult. Yeah.
He's not a man. He's an it. Somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation.
That plays into how Lex views him as an it. He's just a fucking person because he's not human. Makes him an it. Kind of narcissistic, but whatever.
Yeah.
I will not
Would you call an animal an it?
accept.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, he's a dick.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Okay, see, like the mother has a little bit of accent, which is good. That's how it should be.
Yeah. You can't tell from the dad because he didn't have any lines yet.
I hate those Maxwell Lord suits. Didn't see Jimmy Olsen, didn't see Perry White.
Yeah.
You have a dog?
That's a dog. I heard that dog is heavily influenced in his design from James Gunn's actual dog.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Crypto has looked like that in the past, though.
I mean, for what iteration I've seen, he's like a kind of like a He's kind of like.
The thing is, Crypto changes sometimes. Sometimes he's a bigger dog. Sometimes he's a smaller dog.
But I remember he's either like a golden retriever or more of like a Labrador kind of deal.
I mean, that was the cartoon when we grew up. The Crypto Superdog cartoon had him like that. But a lot of the comic versions did have him as a smaller dog of that same breed. Okay. So, it is what it is. Cryptos is one of those. Crypto's a very minor character, so he's prone to a lot more change than a lot of other characters are.
Fair enough.
This is how it is. But yeah, that's the official trailer for Superman. This came out early today.
Into it.
Really good.
I like it a lot. I like it way better than the other trailer. The other trailer kind of filled me with a little doubt. It had some goodness, it had some good stuff in it, but it also filled me with doubt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this kind of limits, it doesn't fully, but it really helps. To me, it really trims down the doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm more convinced that it's a solid chance it's actually gonna be good.
Yeah, because they're actually talking about important things, and that's why I want most out of a Superman movie.
Exactly.
I want to really have that question of, is like with someone as powerful as Superman, how much should he really be helping humanity? I think that's a very big question to have. And that's the thing that I really hate about Superman 4, is that they have him just make these big decisions for world governments. Like, oh, I'll just take away all the nukes, and no one questions it at all.
Yeah, this is kind of nuts. Potentially a very potential powerful storyline. They just, fuck it. Let's throw rockets into the sun and then produce fucking Dolph Lundgren with a mullet and call it a day. And already with a suit on, with a dumb Hispanic suit on, with nails and great, hey, fuck you.
Well, I'm certain this will at the very least be better than that movie.
I can say 100% that's gonna be better than that movie for sure.
Yeah,
I can say with complete confidence.
To be honest, I'm not sure I want to live in a world where Superman 4 isn't the worst Superman movie.
Yeah, I'm very
it's just
comfortable
that bad.
in my life that's the worst ever.
Yeah.
And will ever be the worst.
Yes, it will be.
The worst of anything Superman related.
Oh, yeah. But that being said, folks, let us know what you thought about this trailer down in the comments below. We had quite a lot to say, so we want to hear what you have to say about it.
Please.
And also be sure to like, subscribe, catch an eye out for more content, and of course, the review for the movie when it does come out in June.
Later, guys.